Hello, beautiful Gemini. Welcome to Galactic Divination by Zan. I am Zan. So, we have reached 300 subscribers on my channel. I will link the thank you video um, at the end of this video, as it also announces the winners for the 2 free readings that I gave away when we reached 250. So I will be giving away 2 more readings as an extra thank you. So if you're interested in um, being in that drawing for the free readings, just hashtag 300 in the comments, either this video, the thank you video, um, wherever is easiest uh, to put in your interest for that drawing. So anyway, Gemini, we are in the middle of what Spirit has for you. So let's see what we have. We begin with the ego self. Dismantling the ego is a crucial step. The biggest block to your true self must explore the nature of your ego. Yes, and exploring those shadows that we often like to run away from, or we're not even aware of, that we need to contend with. So, yes, ego work, shadow work, it is very important for our spiritual journeys, and it can be a little difficult. So, once you are ready, Gemini, yeah, fully embark on this part of your spiritual journey where you do tackle those shadows and the ego, and you do see how you can improve yourself. And it's not that you need to specifically change, it's just we're not always aware of the shadows that we have. And a lot of that can be rooted in childhood traumas or any kind of trauma, really. And it's just a big part of our healing process that we go through along our spiritual journeys, and definitely nothing to be ashamed of. Next, we have Born Witch. Born a natural witch, magic is both your spiritual path and job. Your success will come as a witch. Yeah, so it's just in your blood, Gemini. However, magic runs through your veins. It is a part of you through the ancestors and even through past lives. It is what makes you Gemini. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like Wicca or any of the mainstream type of witchcraft. It could just be whatever comes to you naturally as an organic witch. Um, you may even just discard all the books that are out there because you intuitively know how to mix herbs or how to create spells, and you know how to use your gifts appropriately for the good of all rather than causing harm. Next, we have Life Path 2, harmony, relationship, partnerships. You prefer not to be in the limelight. Compassion is important to you. Yeah, and this goes along with your witchy self, where you do want to help others and you do want to really use your gifts and your talents for the better good of those around you and clients that come to you. And like this card says, that's where your prosperity comes from. Um, as you do give of the heart and you do help others find their own way. But again, you don't want to get too full of yourself where you're the one that's doing it rather than the divine working through you, or even the elements working with you. So there's a caution there for some of you Geminis to always give thanks for the source of your power. And last from this deck, we have Patience. Master the ability to wait, prepare and take care of the details. Don't act if the time isn't right. Yes, and that does take some practice, knowing when to stop when you're so invested in a project. And the Geminis, I do know you can get impatient, especially during a project where it's like you're not finishing the project in a time frame that you were expecting, so you move on to the next thing. I'm Gemini rising, so I totally get it. I'm all over the place myself with projects. So I'm not picking on anybody, but it is, yeah, definitely learning that patience and knowing when to take a step back and knowing um, to just keep going and allowing the process to play out, especially when you're working with people using your abilities, whatever they may be. Um, People can get impatient because they're expecting maybe healing the way we see it in the movies. And sure, it could happen. None of us know how the energies work, but I personally have never seen it. But if they don't have that full faith, it most likely isn't going to happen that way either. So it will take patience in working with people and also just with yourself, especially working on the ego and the shadow self, um, and being kind to yourself, Gemini. Again, these shadows are nothing to be ashamed of. They just develop. It's like a learned practice to protect yourself. Um, with the brain. So let's pull from the tarot. We have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, so Gemini, yes, definitely being kind to yourself as you do work through your shadows and you do work through the ego part of yourself. Um, just being kind to yourself and having that patience with yourself as well, because it does take a lot of work healing the heart and healing the traumas where you may feel defeated a lot of times as you go through the process and you may feel like giving up, but your heart will want to tell you to keep going. So you may have a lot of back and forth going through this process. And it could be just taking a break here and there, or it could just be slowing down, which is a big deal for you, Gemini. So, again, the patience coming forward as you do go through the healing, because it does take time. And there could be layers upon layers upon layers that you need to work through. So it's not going to be an overnight healing. It is work and it is hard work, especially when you start reliving those really hard traumas. It can really break you again. So be kind to yourself, Gemini. Allow the process to play out, allow the tears to flow, and be patient with yourself and with the process. And really let go of any guilt that comes up because um, I read a quote from Marianne Williamson. I don't really like her, but I like the quote. Um, it said, "What happened to you wasn't your fault, but your healing is your responsibility." I could be paraphrasing there, but um, just some words to think on, Gemini, as you do go through your healing, because we do need to heal our past traumas and um, fully elevate ourselves. And by doing that, it is taking on that responsibility, but also being kind to ourselves as we do go through the whole process. So next we have the Prince of Swords. So a lot of mental work here. The Empress and the Princess of Wands. All right, Gemini. So yes, you want things to go super fast and just get through it, but slow and steady wins the race. And this type of healing that you need to go through with the shadows and the traumas and the ego, it cannot be rushed. So you do need to have patience as you move forward, and patience with yourself, patience with the process, and patience with anybody you're working with, because it is grueling and it will take a lot out of you, but it will help you come into the self love energy with the Empress. You'll have that fully balanced heart for yourself, and you'll be able to freely give yourself that self love that you do need to really heal everything that you've been through. And it will help you get into this fully balanced Empress energy where you are kind to yourself always, and you are patient, and you are just working to better yourself, but also to help others along their way. And with the Princess of Wands, it is finding that new passion within yourself that maybe you lost along the way going through your experiences. Because, yes, often when our hearts break, whatever the situation doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic heartbreak, but it does break us down, and we do put up our walls, and often we allow our hearts to harden, and it will be igniting this new passion for yourself and for your gifts that maybe some of you put away, just because of the stigma that witchcraft does have, how it's just all evil and double work and full of Satanism. Um, but it depends on intent, depends how you use it. And it is igniting this new passion for yourself, for what you do naturally. And it is just bringing it back out of you as you do embrace your inner Empress, and you do find that alignment and that self love for you, Gemini. So next we have the Eight of Wands, Strength, and Four of Swords. Yeah, so definitely healing here. So again, telling you to slow down and be patient with the Eight of Wands here. Um, But it's also writing down your experiences. What is it you're feeling? What is it you're noticing that's changing about you as you do go through the healing process and you do enter this Empress energy? Because although you do want to take your time with it, parts of it may feel like it's happening really fast, and you may notice these changes happening really fast. So you do want to write them down as well so you don't forget what it is you're feeling or experiencing, but you do want to take your time with the process, and really al- allow yourself to experience the whole process of that healing that you're going to be going through, because it is so important, and it will really not only help you in the future when you do need to heal from another trauma or another heartbreak, or even help somebody else with their own healing. um, it'll just help you know what to do next time, and it won't feel like it takes such a long time doing it because you'll already have gone through it. You already know. Yes, every situation is different, but the approach could be similar or the same as you do go through that healing, and you will find that inner strength that some of you may feel like you're missing, um, that compassion for self and for others moving forward. And some of you, with your shadow ego work, will see where maybe you've been a little hard on people, where you did need more patience, um, with people, not necessarily working with people, just people around you. And realizing that does take a lot of strength. And even admitting it and owning it takes a lot of strength. And you're going to find, um, it just gets easier and easier, and you're going to be filled with that inner strength, as you heal. And it's going to feel so good inside, Gemini, where you're going to know you're just whole. You're in this aligned Empress energy, full of love and compassion, strength and patience for not only yourself, but also for others. Excuse me. So let's pull some clarifiers. Let's just start with the Five Swords. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so as you can get out of feeling defeated from your traumas, you're going to find that whole balance within yourself, and you'll see it on your path. How, yes, it may have felt chaotic going through it, but how each point was necessary to get to where you're headed and to where you will be, where you are in this alignment. And you are fully grounded and fully where you need to be, not only with your abilities, but also with your healing and your patience and your compassion for others and for yourself. We have the Four of Swords again. So, yes, reiterating that continual healing process that it just goes. Yes, you'll take care of the bulk of it, the inner child, the ego, the shadow self. But going forward, there will always be those times where healing is needed again. And um, you'll be in that position to really help others find their own path and their own way of healing for what works best for them. And we have the Hierophant, and it is that learning experience that you're going to be going through, and your experiences will be examples for others. And it is just getting out of your head and really allowing yourself that love that you can give, that only you can give to yourself, and allowing the healing to take place and releasing all the shame and feeling defeated and even shame for even feeling those shadows. There's no need for any of that, Gemini, because we don't always know where we have those shadows or that they even developed from our traumas. Again, what happened to you wasn't your fault, but healing yourself is your responsibility. So, again, that comes from your experiences and learning from your experiences and moving forward and helping others work through their own experiences. So, let's go on the Seven of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, so as you can be patient and be honest with yourself and just really give yourself that love, you'll find every wish fulfilled. You'll find that balance, the Empress alignment that you're working towards, and you will have it all, Gemini, because you took the interest in yourself and you took the time to heal. And as much as you wanted to speed through it, you will learn the patience to allow the process to play out to get to your wish fulfillment of that release, of that healing, and that alignment that you want. And next we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, it is going to take a lot of work. But as you realize, Gemini, you're going to be willing to take that time to do the healing process. It may take a little time getting going and a little time getting in the routine of that healing process. But once you are there, it is going to become a project passion, something that you look forward to tackling every day because you just feel that release with each little bit that you heal and each little bit that you release. It does lighten your heart, and you see how your abilities change and how much more patience you have and how much more tolerable you are towards others, and that much more compassion that comes from your heart. And we have the Empress again. So yes, it is another reiteration here for you, Gemini, that you are coming into this full alignment of the Empress, the compassion, the mother, even mothering yourself. For those of you who maybe have lost your mother, which I'm very sorry, for those of you who have, or those who maybe you're away from your own mother where you have to mother yourself. It is, again, finding that alignment and that compassion, the patience, and really allowing the process to take place so you can fully heal and you can come out of it in this whole stable, fully loved energy of the Empress. Let's pull on the Two of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, I could have sworn that came out. Nope. But yes, the King of Pentacles, Gemini, and it is that groundedness that you will find here on the 3D because, yes, we are elevating to 5D and beyond, but we still are here in the 3D. We're still here to make a difference to those who need help ascending. And you will find this groundedness, this wholeness, the prosperity within, with all the knowledge that you gain from your own healing and how you can help others with their healing and their ascending and even pulling out their gifts. So there's a lot of work here for you to do, Gemini, but it is all heart centered and it is something that you have with a passion um, going forward as you heal yourself and you realize you need to be whole and in the Empress energy before you can really help others. And you're coming into that realization, and this passion is just going to grow so much more as you find that groundedness within yourself and you really pull out your own elemental magic, your own natural abilities with magic and using Mother Earth as a source of energy and just keeping that full alignment with Mother. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, and it is again, that slow and steady wins the race. So as you do learn patience and you do learn to take your time, you find the benefits of allowing the process to go forward. And you do find patience, not only with yourself or with the process, but with others, where things that used to really irk you, that people would either say or do or um, just be stupid. You let it go. And part of that is healing the ego and the shadows because it's realizing how you perceive people moving forward, um, that you realize what needs to be healed and how you can change it. And again, just taking your time and being kind to yourself and not expecting it to happen overnight. We have the Seven of Wands. Yes, and it may feel like a constant fight for a while, Gemini, and sometimes it will be that constant fight, especially when it comes to your abilities, having to stick up for yourself and what it is you do naturally. Again, how people perceive magic and witchcraft. It is a constant fight, but it is all about intent. And as long as you know your heart and that you are connected to God and the divine, that's all that matters, Gemini, but you will feel like you're constantly fighting and sticking up for yourself. But through that fight, you will be helping others as well to stand strong and be ready with their own fight. So let's pull on the Empress. And we have the Devil. Yes, and it is letting go of the shadow self. the ego, really healing it and allowing the process to play out. And as you do heal, you come into your beautiful Empress self with that full compassion for self, that full self love, that purity of love for self. It all comes with healing the ego and really allowing the whole process to play out and just healing it all. And it again, having patience with that healing, because yes, we all want to be in the Empress energy, but it takes time and it doesn't happen in our timing. It is all divine timing. So as you learn that, Gemini, okay. So the more you get that in your head, the quicker you'll get into your Empress energy. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, saying slow and steady wins the race, but sooner you can get your mind and your heart in alignment, then yes, things accelerate and you do get into here. But healing the ego is hard. So that is where the patience comes in. And we have the Four of Wands. And releasing yourself from the ego and the shadows, it gives you that freedom within, that freedom of self, and really that release that you need to be in the Empress energy, fully aligned, fully compassionate, fully full of love, self love, and patience, and just being ready and available to help others. But it gives you that freedom where you can fully move forward with your own gifts and really helping others not only heal themselves and release their own shadows, but also find their own gifts, moving through the portals of the 1111 and ascending and finding their connections to their star families, to the galactic, to their ascended masters, and definitely to God, the divine, however they associate God in their own life, and really making that connection of that pureness of love with the divine. And last, we have the world, making that completion, just allowing the whole process to play through. Gemini, you will come to the completion and you will have that wholeness of self, and you will see the dramatic difference because you took the time to care for yourself. You took the time out to put Gemini first and really feed Gemini that self love and fill your heart with that pure love that comes from the divine. And you are going to make that complete cycle. And your next cycle will be so much more amazing. And you yourself are just going to be amazed. So continue to give gratitude to God for each step that you make and each person you're able to help along their own journey. So, Gemini, let's pull from this oracle. We have intimacy. Yes, and this is building that intimacy within yourself with the healing, giving yourself that first cup of love, but also with God, having that pureness of love between you and God, that constant connection, which you already have because of your own natural abilities that you already possess through your ancestors and through your past lives. It is that connection to the divine. And maybe some of you don't fully believe it with the ego, but once that is all healed and addressed and you move forward into your wholeness of self, you will realize this intimacy is there, and you will just make it that much stronger moving forward along your own journey. And we have transformation. Yes, and it will be a whole transformation. You're letting go of a big part of you with the ego self, letting it burn to ash, and you're arising anew with the Empress energy coming out of it. Being able to be of service to others, to yourself, and to the divine. But it is going to be a radical transformation. And again, you're going to be amazed at everything you've been through, everything you've accomplished when you do come to the end of this cycle. And it is reiterating just that beautiful change within you where you can make a big difference. And the big difference starts within yourself and then with others. And we have abundance. Yes, and it is being full of abundant love for yourself from the divine and abundance coming to you just by helping others and putting yourself first. So to fully find this abundance, you come first, and then you take care of yourself, and then you're able to take care of others. And the divine will make sure the abundance comes your way, again, by keeping your intentions pure and your natural abilities with the right intentions of helping others for the better good. The minute somebody decides it's for their own good or that they're the ones really behind it all, then all the blessings fall away. So you don't want to lose your blessings, Gemini. You want them to keep coming, to keep pouring over you. Um, like that song, I don't know who sings it, but it's Love Rain Over Me. Not rain like drops of rain, but like reign of a king, reign of God. So just that love constantly pouring over you from the divine as you continue on your journey of helping others. And last, Gemini, we have soul journey, and it is coming into realization of what you did come here for, how you use your natural abilities to help others, and how it is you help them make that radical transformation, all because you did the work yourself. Again, what was done to you was not your fault, but healing is your responsibility, and you're taking on that responsibility, and it is part of your soul's journey. And in doing that, you will find that higher elevation and the abundance that comes with it, and the intimate connection to the divine that comes with this as well. So, Gemini, I will leave it there. If this message resonated, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And if you like my style of reading, I do have a secondary channel, Galactic Love Tarot. It's a love only channel. And I also post specific content on Instagram and TikTok. They're the same videos. So if you like one platform over the other, you're not going to be missing anything. And so all those links are in the description. And again, if you want to be entered into the next drawing for a free reading for reaching 300 subscribers, please leave a comment of hashtag 300. And again, I'll link that thank you video to the end of this video. If you're interested in watching that video, there is a reading in there specifically for all my subscribers. So, Gemini, until next time, be blessed in all that you do.